Pirates ruled the seas during the Golden Age of Piracy, from the late 1600s to the early 1700s. But while pirates captured treasure and terrorized sailors, the British Empire had to find ways to stop them. So how exactly did Britain fight pirates on the high seas? Pirates targeted British merchant ships in the Caribbean, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean. They stole goods like sugar, tobacco, and gold, crippling trade. With an empire built on shipping, Britain couldn't afford to let piracy run wild. For a short time they ruled the seas. They created their own laws and havens in places like Nassau. Pirates were a thorn in the side of powerful empires, seeming unstoppable. Britain was a growing power built on trade. Ships carrying valuable goods sailed to London. They stole goods, raised insurance costs, and threatened the empire's lifeblood. If Britain could not protect its merchant ships, the empire would crumble. The Crown decided piracy had to be stamped out. To fight back, the British deployed the Royal Navy. Their ships were larger, better armed, and manned by trained sailors. But those big warships were built for fleet battles, not chasing nimble pirates. Pirates used smaller, faster ships to ambush merchants and vanish into shallow coves. So the Navy had to adapt with faster sloops of war and frigates to chase them down. Not as powerful as ships of the line, but much faster and more maneuverable. The Royal Navy stationed anti-piracy squadrons in key locations like Jamaica. Men like Woodes Rogers, former privateers, used their knowledge to clear pirate havens. The Navy offered huge bounties for famous pirates, encouraging captains to be aggressive. Naval patrols became faster and more relentless. The hunt was on. Here's the twist. Many pirates started as privateers, legal pirates hired by Britain to attack enemy nations. When wars ended, letters of marque stopped, and thousands of sailors were out of a job. With no income, many turned to piracy. Men the government had once armed were now their enemy. Men like Benjamin Hornigold and Henry Jennings became leaders of the Pirate Republic in Nassau. The Royal Navy was no longer a lumbering giant, it was becoming a swift and deadly hunter. In 1717, King George I issued a royal pardon. It offered a full pardon to any pirate who surrendered by a certain date. Many accepted the pardon, others refused. The community immediately fractured. One of the most famous clashes came in 1718 when Lieutenant Robert Maynard hunted down Blackbeard off North Carolina. After a fierce battle, Blackbeard was killed, and his severed head was displayed on Maynard's ship. Other pirates like Calico Jack, Anne Bonny, and Charles Vane were eventually captured by British forces. Captured pirates were tried and often executed by hanging. Trials were swift, verdicts almost always guilty. Bodies were sometimes tarred and placed in iron cages at harbor entrances, a gruesome warning to others. Relentless naval patrols, pardons, and terrifying public punishments made piracy too risky. By the mid-1720s, the great pirate captains were almost all dead or captured. The Golden Age of Piracy came to an end. The British fought pirates with warships, speed, and sheer brutality. By combining naval power with harsh justice, they crushed piracy and turned the oceans into highways for empire. But the legends of those sea battles and the daring pirates they fought live on to this day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this look at Britain's war against pirates, hit like, subscribe, and check out my other videos on naval history and the wild seas of the past.